2, 1.
Good morning from Northfield Park. We're winging this. I'm Jason McGinnis, for those of you who don't know, and this is Jenna Otten, the face of Siler Downs?
Yeah,
voice,
kinda,
face?
yeah.
Very.
I was with Anthony and the crew at Harrisburg, so I'm excited that he asked me to be back, and I was happy I was able to adjust my schedule and make it this morning instead of tomorrow, because it does look nasty tomorrow.
Yeah, a little bit of a curveball Mother Nature threw us. The weather looks horrible tomorrow. It was a little rainy this morning, but right now it's sunny here and everything looks good, so I had to move everything around with the help of everybody, the drivers and riders, and just a change for the grooms and everybody here. I know it's very much appreciated.
Can't ask for much more than 52 degrees on a December 28th morning, or December 27th, I think now. But
I'm Canadian, I don't know what that means.
Oh, fair enough. Yeah, I know. When I watch
warm.
Anthony's videos and
Yeah.
he says all the other stuff, and we're like, yeah, sure.
But no,
Don't know what that
a
means.
beautiful day here, much better than it looks tomorrow. So, like I said, a little bit of a switch and change. Still a decent crowd downstairs. Good to see that people could adjust and come and watch their horses train.
Yeah, and there's a coffee and donuts downstairs, so if you are here and didn't make it upstairs yet, there is plenty of Dunkin' Donuts coffee, donuts, cupcakes to go around for everybody. So make sure you do come upstairs if you are on property and enjoy the sweet treats.
Addie was kind of putting a beating on the cupcakes, so I don't know how many are left.
Should have had a bet on over under how many she
was
sneaks
working,
in.
or how much frosting she gets on her face, but she's having a good time.
I don't know if you've been in contact with Anthony, but I assume that we are soon ready to roll with the set.
Curtis said we are pretty much ready to go. I think we're going to go to him at some point, and everybody's ready to go. Everybody did a good job getting there early this morning and getting. We have, I'm going to go ahead and guess, today maybe about 77 horses on the backstretch here. A lot of 2 and 3, a lot of 3-year-olds, 4-year-olds, older horses, and we did a good job getting all those out this morning. Trained a bunch, and now it's just down to the babies, and they're the stars of the show today.
Yeah, it's going to be fun, and we have 7 sets going this morning, and 6 or 7, maybe even 8 horses in every set. And I was sweeping through the program that Anthony sent me last night, and it looks like a lot of them, really have some potential, and then there's some of them that still aren't sold out. So that'll be interesting to see how those ones roll today too.
We had some horses sent to us from different people and there's some of them on the board still, and a couple of them have been training really well, so kind of a chance to show them off today.
As we get ready for set 1, we can touch on a few of the horses. Do you have any favorites going out today?
One of my favorites right here in set 1, Jason Merriman with the yellow saddle pad. He will go with Steady Volo, a propulsion colt I've gone with several times. I really like him. He popped a curb right hind, so we're going to get that addressed after today. We're getting him through the open house. Really nice horse, does anything you can ask. Big horse, trots beautifully. A really big fan of this horse.
That's a propulsion where a lot of people maybe at the sale time didn't know what he could bring, and maybe were kind of fading away from him a little bit, but it looks like you like the first one maybe you guys have ever got.
We had one last year, I can't remember. I believe Green Glitter, maybe. She was down in Kentucky for a bit before being sold, but he's a very nice colt. Just his attitude, his gait, everything about him. I really like him, and Jason's gone with him before. Jason Merriman, who works with us, he breaks most of the babies, and he's gone with pretty much all of them. He's gone with a lot more than me. I kind of focus over on the 3 and 4-year-old side for a lot of it, and then on drone days, video days, I'll come in and go with some of the babies, but Jason does a great job, and he sat behind most of them, so he's familiar with this colt, and he'll get along fine with them.
Chris Lems will sit behind the 5-horse wearing the black saddle pad, Jolene Hall. This is a brown filly by Ready for Money, and this is the first crop by Ready for Money, luckily standing right here in Ohio, and they were pretty hard to come by at the sale. Everybody wanted their hands on one, and they ended up bringing some nice prices there for Ready for Money. So I'm really happy to see him standing in Ohio and hopefully improve the program here, and curious to see your thoughts so far on how the Ready for Moneys are going.
I'm a big fan. There's a filly coming up later who I really like, and she's videoed terrific the last few times. But right here, Jolene Hall, she's been good. She doesn't tend to focus a whole lot, but when she does and she's paying attention, she has a beautiful gait and a really good attitude and wants to go forward. She lacks focus. She's a baby. It's December. I think everything will come, but she's a very nice filly. I'm a fan. I'm definitely a fan of the Ready for Money so far.
Kind of working backwards, the 4 is a Captain Corey, another one for the first crop that'll step on the track for the first time this year. Cherry's Girl, Tyler Angus wears the green saddle pad with her, and out of a Conway Hall mare, first foal by her, so curious you know, just the Conway Hall mares. Some people like them as a brood mare, and then you get them Captain Corey, and obviously don't really know much what he'll bring this year.
Yeah, it's hard to say first crop sire all the time. Here's a first foal out of a first crop sire. So this filly could be anything. Early foal, February. She's been a nice filly, and Tyler's going to go with her today.
Something probably hard to get your hands on, and I don't know, doesn't have the prices on here, but Royal Flush Day was a Walner, and we, I mean, they just raised a stud fee before the Harrisburg sale, and Walners were very hard to get your hands on. And again, another one out of a Trixton mare, Princess Deo, the Royal Flush Deo, a bay colt that Hunter Myers will go with today.
Yeah, Hunter, one of our catch drivers, nice enough to come in this morning and go with some of the horses for us. He's going to go with Royal Flush Deo. I haven't sat behind him. I haven't sat behind him myself, but all reports have been pretty good. And second foal, and obviously the Walners speak for themselves. They tend to do very good work on the racetrack.
Again, working to the inside, Amy McDonald will go with Pretty Eyes in Lies. I like that name. It's going to be a little tongue twister probably for announcers, but luckily I just have to say it slow. The blue saddle pad there, another one out of a first full Eyes, out of a What the Hill mare, Eyes of 10, an international money filly.
Yeah, Pretty Eyes and Lies. She's actually a homebred. Eyes of 10 is a filly we had here, and Eyes of 10, of course, was a sister to one of the more famous stable horses, Lawmaker, who made almost $350,000, raced in the Hambletonian limbs, and did a lot of great things for the stable early on. He was a very nice horse, and here's the first foal out of a What the Hill sister.
And Pickpocket's sister, half-sister, out of Captain Corey, is the horse that will wear the red saddle pad with Anthony sitting behind her today. And Pickpocket, a pretty famous stable horse as well, right?
Yeah, a very good stable horse. We just recently sold him. But you know, he did some good things for us in Kentucky at 2. I believe he won the International Stallion Stakes and maybe the Bluegrass, couple Grand Circuit events for Eric Padelan, our trainer. Eric and his wife Kathy go down to Kentucky for us in the summer and spring. And for Anthony driving, he was a very nice horse for us. You know, he didn't quite have the same success at 3, but still a very nice horse. We recently moved on from him. And here's a Captain Corey sister to Pickpocket.
Yeah, this mare has thrown plenty of Walners in the past, and then you breed her to the first time, Captain Corey. So hopefully, excited to see his babies. A lot of them looked like him at the sale. Stood well, tall, dark. He had a pretty handsome look to him, and a lot of his offspring looked exactly like him. And I know they weren't cheap to get at the sales either.
Yeah, they were expensive too. They were an expensive ticket on. It seems to be on the trotting side. You have your kind of home runs like your Chapter 7 and your Walners, and I think a lot of people look for a bargain, and there wasn't really a bargain with the Captain Corys, but they were well received at the sales.
Yeah, I think it's important. This first horse here out of the Captain Corey, Moneymaker in the second dam, is the second dam, so it's a Moneymaker's granddaughter?
Yeah.
Moneymaker.
Moneymaker, of course. Moneymaker's Moneymaker.
5.5 million.
5.5 million. She was just an incredible horse, and she threw international money, and just a stacked family. You go down, and you further down, you find Ready for Money, who we just spoke about, and you know, the family's very, very deep.
And so excited, and hopefully the Captain Corys are everything we hope and dream for, because it'll be exciting to bring another.
The first crop sires, they can make or break your heart very quickly.
Especially next year at the sales, right?
Yes.
But it looks like we are getting ready to try to assemble the first set here.
So we tend to, when we train, we tend to jog around 3 or 4 laps, and then we'll jog a slow jog lap the first time around. So we're actually going 3 laps the right way. The first lap, we'll just kind of get in line and just show them everything, and then the last mile, we'll go an actual mile with them. So
probably let these trainers get out of the way too.
Yeah, it gets tricky out there. You gotta have your head in the swivel some days.
Yeah, and it hopefully everybody else is paying attention too.
Right. Yeah, it can gets a little hectic on a busy day, which is a Saturday. That's why we tend to do these on Sundays, but like we said, it just wasn't going to work out this year.
And Mother Nature did not look very nice tomorrow.
No, she didn't cooperate. All 6 of these horses are sold out. So that's what they're doing right now. We just kind of get in a line and get them going. Some of them will still look at the tote board we have lit up here, even though they've seen it numerous times. And we just get in a line and get a feel for them, and then we start to go our mile after that. So
they just got to make sure it's not going to jump out at them at any
some of them,
point in time.
You go by the 3 times, and then the 4th time they're like, whoa. But generally they're all pretty good with it.
Is there going to be a watch on them today, or they're just?
The boys will have watches out there. Yeah, there will be no teletime or anything pop up on the screen, but the guys all have watches.
Can't really see the numbers from.
It's tough. There's a little glare. The track's a little wet, but need to get a big screen in here. I know that's Anthony, kind of 3 wide, just sitting out in the middle of the track.
He doesn't do that often, does he?
No, not a lot. Getting Don't Ask Again to task, and yeah, like I said, they're going to get ready to roll here. For the first of 7. I think there are some scratches in the one surgery set that we'll touch on later, but for right now, this is the first of 7. Now it's Jason on the outside with Steady Volo. Well, if you're the professional handicapper, but I kind of had a little bit of an inside scoop, and I went with number 6 or yellow, Steady Volo for Jason Merriman. Good looking colt. I really like this horse. I can't say enough good things about him. He's a very nice horse. He's actually been training with a couple pacing sets because he's kind of been advanced in some of the trotters, and he was last in the last turn. Jason moved him over, and all this horse wants to do is his work. He's a very nice horse, and I can't say enough good things about him.
Yeah, Jason kind of looked like he had a massive hold on him crossing the wire. We obviously kind of don't want him to go too fast, too early, but it does look like that this guy really likes to do his work, and you wanted Jason to move him, and it was like you kind of had a walkie-talkie with him. You asked him, and he did just that, and he kind of swooped the group there and looked very impressive doing so.
Yeah, he's a nice colt. I'm a very big fan. Big horse, not too big, which is a good thing, but he's a big, good-looking horse, and he really doesn't have any bad habits or anything. He's just a nice horse to be around. The whole set actually looked very good. No mistakes. Everybody did a great job, and they all finished up real good. I thought it was a great-looking set.
And Steady Volo, I mean, his mom's, she's thrown some, Stardust Volo's a horse that we can watch week in and week out here in Ohio, and I believe has tried to make some stamps on the Grand Circuit. He's a winner of over 105,000, and then Lily Stride of Muscle Hill, she's made over 717,000. So I mean, the breeding's there, the looks are there. It's just late December, so kind of hard not to get your hopes up too soon, but looks like, and especially you've sat behind him before, it looks like he really likes to do his work and maybe something to get excited about.
Right, he's a nice horse. He's a dual eligible New Jersey, Kentucky colt. Even the second dam, Silver Springs, almost 630,000. And you just go down the list: 670,000, 380,000, 300,000, 260. He comes from a very good family. He was actually, Anthony told me, a buyback at the sale, and then they went up and approached the breeder and bought him for what they bought him back for, and he looks like a steal right now.
Yeah, I know. I was trying to go through last night and pick some of the horses out, but I kind of don't remember where everybody stands. So I was like, which ones are dual eligible, where they're going to stand, and of course, how much you spent on them at the sale. But yes, so far, that set, not all young trotters do their work professionally like that.
Exactly, and that's the big thing, especially with the trotters. If they can just go out and do everything right, and that was a really good-looking set. If the rest of the day goes like that, we'll have a heck of a day.
Yeah, we got 6 more to go through, and don't really know too much about you personally. What's your favorites, pacers or trotters?
I was always kind of a pacer guy, but being here with Anthony the last, I think this is year 7 in Ohio for me. We've had a lot of success with the trotters. We've won the Next Generation a couple times. We've had a lot of really nice trotters. The pacers, as you know, they go very fast. It's just trying to catch up to Burke. The pacing side is just really tough, and we've had some nice pacers too. We've won some sire stakes with some colts, but the pacers are just tough, and it just seems the trotters, it's almost a little more rewarding with a trotter when you can get them to the races and win stake races with them. It's a pretty good feeling.
Yeah, they may be a little bit more tricky, so you do feel more, not more successful, but you feel like you've maybe figured a problem child out, so when they do make it and make it to the track and win some stakes, it probably does feel a little bit more rewarding as we come up on another trot set.
Yep, set 2 here. I know one's a pacer. My name is Wayne is a pacer. A little bit of a mix and match group here. I don't know if they're going to go to Anthony after the set before we go over these guys.
I have this fancy little thing that Curtis hasn't talked to me on.
Yeah, Anthony will probably get off the track and want to do a little recap of that set. But once again, that was just a great looking set. If the rest of the days, like I said, if the rest of the days every bit is good, then we'll have a great day. A little bit of everything in this set. We have a brother to world record holder, stable horse, Memento Mori, who we got to race in the Breeders' Crown this year. I got to go out to New Jersey for 2 weeks. Eric and his wife Kathy again had him all summer in Kentucky. Did a great job with him. And 151 and 4 as a 2-year-old set the world record. This is a Centurion ATM brother.
And where does he stand, Century ATM?
You're putting me on the spot.
Oh, sorry.
Wow.
I can't figure it out.
I don't, yeah. I'd be lying if I said I knew. I hope Ohio, but I'm not really sure. I can't think right now. He might even be Kentucky.
And not only that Memento Mori, but this mare has really thrown some nice trotters. Chapter 7 brother, Kindergarten K. He made over 417,000 with 6 wins and a mark of 50-3. So I mean, this mare has proven to throw.
Yeah, she's thrown 2 foals. One has a mark of 50 and 400,000 made. Memento Mori's a world record holder and approaching 200,000. So to have the third foal is definitely a feather in your cap at this point.
And we have a green shoe. Those were maybe the first crop a little bit maybe disappointing, and then he came on and he kind of proved himself with the second crop on the track this year. And they weren't easy to come by at no means. Maybe a little bit easier than a Muscle Hill or a Walner this season, but.
So I think we're going to go to Anthony now, maybe in the back, and then we'll kind of recap the rest of set 2 before they come out and when they're on the track.
Well, I'll tell you what, the weather today is much, much better than it's supposed to be tomorrow. Still a little muddy, as you can see, a little bit of mud on Amy and I, but definitely better than it's supposed to be tomorrow. It's nice to get the horses out and going. You can tell a couple of them when they miss that training trip, and they're just starting out, but when they miss getting worked throughout the week, obviously Christmas was Wednesday, you can see them a little softer. Plus, looking around, it's a real busy day on the track today. That's part of the reason that we pick Sundays for our open houses, because there's not usually a ton of people on the track. It is very tight out there today. Nick Claggett is set going with 5 or 6 horses, a number of other horses training. So always have to be worried when you're on the track. But it's good exposure and good experience for the horses. And I was really happy with the way they went. I hit a mile in 2:51 with that set, which is about 3 or 4 seconds more than we wanted to go, but not the end of the world. You're talking about pretty slow. Miles, and they're just getting started out. So really happy with what we saw for the baby stay. I was happy with. They were all very good, all of them. Amy was blaming me for getting locked in behind everybody, but you got to get them out and got to get them going. In December, when do you want to move them? In August, is that the plan? Uh-huh. So don't ask again was good. I know everybody was happy. I thought that the big propulsion boat looked good again. Both him and Cherry's girl have a tiny curb, so you can see Cherry's girl get out of gear a little bit, get running in. We're starting to bite her a little bit. We'll cool it out the next day or so, cryo it, and then she'll have a tiny vacation. The curbs are a little trickier. We like to cryo them and give them 4 or 5 days right off, and then another week of very light jogging to let them set up really good. But they can be painful buggers sometimes, so you can see that in some of them. But Steady Volo was certainly powerful to the wire. I was happy with everybody in set one. It really was good, though. Very good. So, what do you have in here? You have had to know, big, good, white face fella right there behind us. And I have my boy Neuromancer. He's trying to get over a couple little pus pockets or something blew out of his hind feet, which is very weird for a young horse. But such a beautiful trotter. I can't wait to go with him again today. I've only gone with him a few times, and he's wowed me every time. So set 2 will be going out in a second. Glad that Curtis got the audio fixed. Hope that Jenna and Jason are having a good time upstairs. It is a good day. Not very often. It's December the 28th, and it's plus 12 Celsius. It's what, maybe 50, 52, something like that Fahrenheit. The rain has stopped. The sun's looking to peek out. It'll be a great day the rest of the way. I hope you guys are at home having fun.
think we're back live. Anyway, we should be by now. We're back for set 2 here at TheStable.ca open house. And on the screen is Amy McDonald and Had to Know.
Yeah, Anthony sounded very happy when he just did his little recap back there, and he sounded very happy with set 1. So excited to get into set 2, and Had to Know a Marseille out of Philly named Pete. And that was a mare out of Uncle Peter, and this is a bay colt. First full for this mare.
Yeah, Marseille. We had a couple last year. We had one colt. I think he was 4th in the next generation. Another one didn't have a lot of luck with. Second crop Marseille, so we gave him a shot, and I think we have 1 or 2 of them. And I haven't sat behind this colt myself. I know Amy likes him, so hopefully he does some good stuff there. He looks great on the track.
Yeah, he really does. And the horse you see now is the one Anthony.
The one we were just talking about. Memento Mori's brother, Anthony was just talking about. Neuromancer.
And this is we think this is...
We're fairly confident. I had a text message from Blacksmith to the Stars, Chris Allen, and said that Centurion
it was from him. I don't know if I can believe it.
Well, I'll give him the benefit. Centurion ATM does stand in Ohio, so this is an Ohio-bred colt, brother to... I don't even know how to say that.
Jessica's probably watching too. Yeah. I think I say something different every time that this guy raced this year. I just made up whatever.
He went fast and made a lot of money. That's all you really need to know.
417,000 with a mark of 50-3. So this mare has been throwing some promising foals. They were both out of Chapter 7, so now we're going to try a different sire to her. But good on the track when we seen them on our screen there, and they put up back up Had to Know. So we'll just move to the rail horse, the red saddle pad, blue rare. Hunter Myers will sit behind this filly out of Muscle Mass, and Pink Lee is the mother. Father Patrick, and do you know anything about her?
I haven't gone with blue rare. I've seen her train. She's looked good. Second dam, Margie Sealster, trained by one of my good friends, Chris DiCenzo, and Margie Sealster, of course, through Hamiltonian winner Pinkman. Also through I'm Pink 2, a man of many missions mare that made 400 and some thousand, exported to Italy. This is a very good family. Yeah,
Pinkman, of course, like you said, won the Hambo and a winner of over $3 million. So just looking back into the second and even the third dam there, it's pretty strong family. First time they have bred this mare to Muscle Mass, so we'll see what she can throw with blue rare.
Ontario sired filly.
Go Strong Hanover will wear Saddle Pad 3, the white one, with Jason Merriman as he looks to sweep the double here.
Yeah.
A bay colt by Green Shoe, and we talked a little bit about it. Green Shoe's maybe disappointing in the first crop, but last year I think they were second in the standings in overall earnings, so they were a little bit harder to get your hands on towards the end of the sales there. And this is a brother to Locatelli out of
Locatelli, a former Stable.ca horse. I believe he's still the current tied for track record holder at Mohawk with a 150-4 mark. He was a very good horse for us. We bought out of the Nancy Tactor barn at the end of his 3-year-old year. Trained by Harry Polton in Ontario, and we moved on from him in the spring. And here is a Green Shoe brother.
And another one in that first dam there, Gaines Hanover. He was a winner of almost 870,000, and I believe a horse that's still racing up in Canada.
Gaines Hanover, a very nice performer at Mohawk, Woodbine Mohawk Park, races in the opens and stuff. A winner of almost 870,000.
And moving on, we're going to switch over your mic. I did see a few people comment that you were a little quiet, so maybe...
Probably for the best.
Maybe your mic change will help that issue. We'll just wait for you to get that back on. Maybe we'll see if pull the Facebook up, and maybe somebody will comment if they can hear you better.
Okay. Okay, there we go. We're gonna try again. Probably for the best. Somebody will be asking for the old mic back soon if they're listening.
The 4-horse, the green saddle pad, Judy's Money, you see on the screen now. Chris Lems will sit behind her. Ready for Money, and this is the second horse this mare has thrown.
Second foal. First was an Uncle Peter gelding, now 2 in racing. Amy McDonald went to the very first sale of the year and purchased this filly. She was the only one there. I've gone with this filly a few times. She's won a few sets. I really like this filly. Tremendous attitude, tremendous gait. Very big fan of Judy's Money.
And the Ready for Money's, they definitely were easy to come by here in Ohio, and even Lexington, I believe. He had some horses down there, so excited to see what he can do in Ohio. And then we talked about Had to Know a little bit, so we'll move on to the horse that wears the yellow saddle pad, number 6, and Tyler Angus will sit behind her, a Heston Blue Chip filly. And this mare has thrown a few foals before, but going to give her a try to Heston Blue Chip.
Yep, here's a Pennsylvania-bred filly that I believe at last count had 71% still available. She was recently sent to us. Calvin Haller, Buck, he went with us one day in a training set and won the set. And she's a nice-looking filly, Heston Blue Chip filly. Had a little trouble steering. We broke her to a head pull, but a very nice filly, very game, and definitely likes her work.
Yeah, a few of the second dam, a few of them have made a little bit of money, so it looks like maybe, they've tried her with a Roll with Joe in Boston Red Sox and try her again to Heston Blue Chip.
You go down to the second dam like an older horse, but a win-back speed was a Village Joe of mark of 49 flat, paced in 48 and 3, made almost $900,000.
So yeah, it just proves, you keep scrolling through the dams, and it pretty strong breeding throughout this whole set, actually. But last set was impressive, so it's we're 1 for 1, and hopefully they can mind their manners and keep up the pace with what they did there in the first set.
Perfect. Yep. Like I said, one pacer and 5 trotters. Tyler Angus gets a little advantage here. They threw him the pacer.
They said, Anthony, I believe, said in the backside that first set went in 2:51, and I think that's where he said he was going to keep this one between 50 and 52.
Kind of aiming for there. We've been there a couple times with them, and for the most part, everybody's doing everything good.
So, gives you a little bit of kind of knowledge on how fast that you think they're going to be going, and
yeah, we try to get over. We go slow that first set, and then we try to hit the half in about 30 some, and let them trot or pace a little bit the last quarter.
yeah, so they're all probably carrying watches out there, right? And
Yeah, the guys will have. Well, I don't know about Hunter. Hunter might need an hourglass or something.
Oh, that's funny.
Everything good? It's switched.
Looks like they're getting ready to go here. They're in their warm-up lap.
All right.
Might go actually watch this one, focus out the window so that I can.
Yeah, we're in the booth here. It's nice to look out the window. You get a better look. I'm tied up here. I can't.
Yeah,
walk up to the TV.
Yeah, you can just. I think we'll both be able to take our mics off and go out.
Oh, there you go. So we're gonna go watch this set, same as you guys. We're gonna watch it from the announcer's booth. We get a better view out here, and we'll be back after set number 2.
Shit, I forgot to watch that Ready for Money.
Who had it, Lems?
Another set in the book. A couple of them. I know we were watching. We didn't really see too much what happened to Blue Rare there. I did see her put in maybe a few steps in the slower lap. I don't think she really never really caught up, but she looked fine when she got over that break and just never caught back up to the set, really.
It just looks like Hunter got a little bit of a ways back, and she had trouble catching up. Maybe not her best day, but she was trotting, but just wasn't perfect.
Then the horse that Anthony went with, we saw make a break at the wire there. Kind of looked like he was holding them together a little bit throughout that last turn, but for the most part in that set, they looked pretty good again.
Yeah, everybody else looked really good. Amy was first to the wire with, I just said her name.
Had to know.
Had to know. Amy and Had to know. Chris Lems was up the inside with the filly I Like Judy's Money. They were all kind of right there. Like you said,
I was
Neuromancer
really
made the little
focusing
break.
at the wire because they were kind of finishing with that other group of babies
Yeah,
that was out there.
It
So
gets a little tight. You can. You got to pay attention for sure. Team Clegg was out there with 6 horses, and they're all kind of finishing at the same time. So it can get a little dicey. You have to be paying attention. That's for sure.
before we start on the set 3, we'll take another quick timeout, wait for Anthony to get back to the barn, and let him recap that sets and go over what his plans are with set 3. So we'll be back after Anthony and Amy recap that set 2.
Another set in the books here. 252. That's better. 252. I went with Neuromancer. He was feeling really, really good, but as he goes to pick up speed, and I noticed the further he went, also, he had those. I hesitate to say quarter cracks because I find it really hard to believe that a yearling, not even a 2-year-old yet, has blown quarter cracks behind. But he had some stuff that blow out of both feet, and they were bothering him quite a bit this week. We went to a mushroom bar on him behind, and I wouldn't say he was trotting the best with them on. And how much work did he have into him all week? Also, I would say he would only jog maybe a mile and a half, 2 miles, just because of those cracks we were starting to heal up behind. The cracks were fine; they didn't bleed, so everything's fixed up and good on him now. But what he needs is a normal shoe back on. I think if we had the normal shoes on him today, he'd be as good as I remember he was 2.5 weeks ago when I went with him. But either way, the horse did his work well. Amy and Jason have both raved about Head to Know and Judy's Money for the past 3 weeks, and they were right. They were both very, very good. Really happy with the way both of them looked. Hunter said that Blue Rare was just screwing around a little bit. Looks like maybe a martingale on her, and she'll be much better off for it. And then the pacing filly wandering much less today and behaved much more. So obviously, I would say I'd have to go back and look at the video, but from the glimpses that I saw and talking to Tyler, I would say she was quite a bit better than she's been when she got here. So she's learning, she's understanding her work, and she's growing also. So 2 sets of horses that look good. I know you guys don't get to see the same advancements that we do. Maybe some of them on the videos, but I've been very happy with both sets today. Going out in a set right now, I got Hanger 1. Didn't get to lighten him up the way we wanted, but it's not the end of the world. He's going to go out and do his work. I'm eager to go out and get going with him right now.
We are back. I am Jason McGinnis. This is Jenna Otten. We're getting ready for set number 3 at TheStable.ca Christmas Open House.
So far, so good. Everyone's, for the
Yeah.
most part, kind of minded their manners and
Yeah,
looked well.
overall a good day.
Looked well in the sets, and a few horses in here excited to see. I know a lot of people, again, we're only at the end of December, so it's really hard to be so high on, I mean, it's easy to be high on a horse, but the Summa Cum Laude is really, I haven't heard of somebody not liking theirs.
Yeah, I've heard a lot of good things about them. They're pretty popular. I think they were a pretty high ticket at the sales.
Yeah.
A lot of people looking at them. Maybe just an alternative to the Down by the Seasides, who has dominated here the last few years, and on the Grand Circuit level for that matter. But just looking for something else in Ohio, and here is the Summa Cum Laudes.
Yeah, I mean, it's basic knowledge, right? Seaside has been dominant sire in Ohio the last, 5 years at least?
Yeah.
I'm kind of newer to the Ohio circuit,
Since
so
the first crop, for sure, because they've been...
just trying to find somebody who can maybe give him a run for his money. And so far, I mean, Catch the Fire had an outstanding first crop, I thought, last year.
Yep, there was some
And,
good Catch the Fires.
Now Summa Cum Laude looks a little promising. That's who we have here in set 2 with highest honors, wearing the saddle pad number 2, the blue one, with Jason Merriman. And if you went with this guy, he's a brother to Points North. Of course, it's some beach somewhere, so Summa Cum Laude brother. Did you guys have that horse, or did you see this race in Canada?
Points North, no. He's Carmen Osceola has had that horse
I was
forever.
going to say, I know the name.
He's just one of those horses. He gets closer to $1 million. 46 wins. He's been timed in 48. Has a mark of 49-2. In his whole life, he's just kind of been a hard-knocking overnight horse, a very tough horse, and just a great racehorse.
So excited to see the horse you see on your screen now go as we will move to the inside. I think you said you've been with in New York before?
I trained in New York. Yeah, he's coming along. He was a little behind. Chris Lems will go with in New York today. He's coming. He's a second crop chimpanzee. And for Stable.ca followers, in New York is a brother to Kings County. Of course, several track records in southern Ohio at some point, and we've moved on from Kings County, who is now standing stud in Minnesota.
And a horse that I recognize this year, Hidalgo, I believe he was 2. He has a mark of 50, a beaten time of 52-2, with over 271,000 made, and I'm pretty sure made a little mark on the Grand Circuit. So definitely another promising family that we have been talking about. And
very good family, this first dam, Brooklyn. She's been a heck of a broodmare so far, and hopefully it continues. And
in the white saddle pad, Tyler Angus will go with Xenia Kemp, a Goo Goo Gaga, second dam from Byway, a muscle mass mare there. This is a bay filly. Another one, not too much on the breeding, but Goo Goo Gaga, pretty hard to get your hands on this year, especially with the mark that Call Me Goo made on the Grand Circuit. Kind of maybe made a little bit more people interested in them.
For sure, a tremendous mare. She had a great season, finished off very strong. Goo Goo Gaga filly. I think the first time I sat behind her, I jogged her yesterday, actually, so she's good and ready for Tyler. I've sat behind her once. I liked her. Nice filly. I've seen her train a couple times, and she minds her manners and seems to do everything right.
Hanger 1, Anthony will go with him, a green shoe out of Primary Target, so wear saddle pad 4, the green one there. And interesting, a full brother to Go Dog Go, who made over $422,000. I believe he was nosed out there in the Breeders' Crown Final. He was third, I'm pretty sure, beating a nose there. Kind of made a stamp down in Kentucky. Had a few braking issues, but he was one of my favorite horses to watch all season long, and he kind of finished the season strong, and I'm excited for him to come back at 3, so hopefully Hanger 1 can take in his little brother's footsteps, or big brother's footsteps.
Hanger 1 tends to be kind of the typical green shoe. I trained him last week when we videoed. Anthony told me he doesn't like the hobbles tight, and they were way too tight, and you could kind of feel him jerking the hobbles in the jog cart, and he didn't really seem to like it, and he made a break on me, but he felt very fast. Go Dog Go. You talk typical green shoe. A little silly, made some mistakes, probably cost them money, but still managed to make over $400,000.
Yeah, he got taken back 2 wins down there in Lexington, and when they brought him to the Meadowlands, I know that they put the trotting hobbles on there for
Right.
those few starts there. So
And the one day in Lexington, he was going an incredible mile. If he didn't
was
make
up
a
by
break
20.
because they still went in 52 or something, he was going an insane mile.
It looks
Very, very fast horse.
Anthony's trying to score him down, maybe see if the trotting hobbles are in the right spot, but he didn't make it around turn 2 there.
No, made a little mistake there. I'm guessing Anthony's going to fiddle with these hobbles a little bit. And when I say typical Green Shoe, arguably the fastest trotter of all time, but tend to made mistakes, in the wrong spots. And Brian Sears, of course, drove him and was very, very careful with him. Did a great job with him. Didn't maybe have everything between the ears, but just an insanely fast horse and a little hard to get along with. And a lot of his foals tend to be the same way.
Yeah, they've bred this mare 3 times now to Green Shoe. The first one was made $17,000 with a win, and then of course Go Dog Go and Vic Zielinski. He was another one making a little mark at the end of the season on the Grand Circuit. He has over $130,000 made and kind of got a late start. And of course Kadena, so the second dam of this one, again a promising one.
Yeah, Southwind Serena, and of course most famously the dam of Vic Zielinski is the incredible Mission Brief.
Moving on to the horse that'll wear the black saddle pad, the post 5. They took my drivers down from me, so I can't see that part.
Post 5, Tom Boystrong, Hunter Myers in the black.
So this is a long Tom, Ohio bred, a bay filly there out of Muscle Chrome. She was a muscle mass mare, just one foal, so looking now 2 and racing. Was trotted in 2 minutes, so not much more you can ask for from a 2-year-old getting a late start.
Yep, this is actually another homebred. We had Muscle Chrome and bred her to Long Tom. I Don't Play Nice was arguably my favorite horse last year to train down. He did everything right, and then he got sick a couple times and kind of fizzled out. So we turned him out for the summer, and he's currently training back in Ontario. I really like this horse. I love his attitude, and this is a Long Tom full sister.
Quickly touch on the horse wearing the yellow saddle pad, Rose Run Bobby, Uncle Peter, out of Lindy on the Rocks, out of the Lucky Chunky mare. Few foals from her, and, a horse that won over $240,000 with 14 wins. I'm going to try her to Uncle Peter this season.
Yeah, here's an Uncle Peter filly. We've had great luck. A lot of people don't like the Uncle Peters, but we've had good luck with them. They seem to fit the program good. We tend to maybe train a little hard, and they seem to respond to it. So we've done very good with the Uncle Peters, and here's another one in Rose Run Bobby.
Can't believe we are, well, I am. I don't know if you want to follow me. I'm going to go watch this one out the window again, and we'll be back after they complete their mile there to recap set 3.
Well, we're through set 3 number now. How many we got? 7. Set 3 of 7. Obviously, you see some of the horses making mistakes out there. This part, I had somebody come up and say, Hanger 1 was acting up. I mean, that's part of it. Staying in behind them. For him to be frustrated following horses in 6th is fine. To be frustrated in December is that if he's frustrated in December, it'll be a little less in January, February, March. By the time we get to the races next year, the horse won't be frustrated, right? We'll follow, we'll do his work, we'll be able to change gears and switch gears quickly. But that takes work, and this is the work we're putting into them today. I think in New York made a little break somewhere. Zena Kemp late in the stretch, but Tyler said that was just his fault. He said he let her overtrot herself a little bit, and they were scooting the last 16th. Bobby was flying, and Highest Honors look good, right? This horse we castrated, we've been working with. He's a very, very strong, pacer in with trotters, and Bobby was trying to run him down. Tomboy Strong was there also, and Hanger 1 has lots to offer. It's just a matter of mechanics. He's getting a little angry and a little frustrated as he goes to switch gears. He'll touch himself. We can work with him. Every time we make it a little change, he's a little bit better. So I would say over the next little while, you're going to see Hanger 1 go from being frustrated and a little bumpy and making breaks to being more and more fluid and more relaxed as the year goes on. Challenge, the green shoe, a little wiry, a little flighty, but at the same time, I think we're off to a pretty good start with all these horses. So going into set number 4, we have 3 scratches. Now, set 4 was mostly a set geared towards just jogging a little bit, just letting our clients look at the horses. You guys have yet to see Sterling Hanover and Leland Hanover. These are horses that OCDs removed. Sterling Hanover is the brother to Better's Wish by Captain Treacherous, and Sterling Hanover is Meshuggah's brother. Oh no, they're going to be going out. I'm going with Temporal Hanover's brother, who is Tavion Hanover. Trying to get his gait cleaned up a little bit. And Captain Doolittle, this is his first start back jogging today from having an OCD removed. The other horses in here, Steph's Hope and Sweet Lake, still are not on their 14th day. So sutures are still in. Those guys get the day off. They're not going today. We have 4 going on the track in just a second.
Two.
Welcome back once again. Anthony was just discussing set 4. Set 3 looked pretty good for the most part. A couple of them I thought looked very good. Amy and Rose Run Bobby, the Uncle Peter filly, I thought looked very, very good.
Yeah, she really was passing horses on the inside too. Maybe a little tricky at such a young age for horses to pass on the inside. They maybe get a little bit confused, but she looked very comfortable. And I know Jason kind of had a little stranglehold on the Summa Cum Laude filly or colt, but he looked very good as well. Highest Honors, and Anthony kind of talked about it. You make mistakes here in December and hope we can fix them by April, May.
Right. We touched on the Hanger 1 horse and just typical green shoe. Made some mistakes, gets angry, but you can see the motor in him. He was flying at the end for making 2 breaks. Very fast horse, and just got to get everything together mentally.
He was really sprinting. I don't know if the camera caught it. I was watching in person. I don't know if the camera caught it, but even when he did make a mistake, he really caught the field and looked good doing so. So hopefully he looks very fast already. Just got to put in between the ears, maybe mind his manners, and develop the brain a little bit more. And hopefully by the time April, May, June come along, we will be all set with him.
So we're moving on to set 4 here. We do have a couple of the scratches. This set was kind of thrown together. Some of these horses had OCD surgery, chips taken out of ankles, hocks. I'm not sure exactly who is scratched here. We get Curtis to update this if he's got the information. I believe Anthony said Captain Doolittle is going. I'm not sure about Megan's Lucky Day and Steph's Hope. Tavion Hanover, Sterling Hanover, and Leland Hanover are going, as far as I know. He just kind of put a set together here. Some of the ones that haven't been training because of the surgeries, and wanted to show everybody, and I think a couple just weren't quite ready.
So you know for sure Leland Hanover is going? I think Anthony said that.
I don't know for sure, but
that's the most interesting one. I'm curious to see. It's a brother to the great Better's Wish, who made over 2.7 million. Sorry, brother by Captain Treacherous. So I think Anthony got this one out of Harrisburg when I was there.
Yes, and he went right to Dr. Brown's in Pennsylvania and had some chips out, and he may have been castrated too, because I believe he was a ridgeling. So he's been jogging. And when we say these guys are going in a set, they're going to jog 2 or 3 laps. They're not doing the 2 or 3 laps and then going 3 laps the right way. They are literally going to jog a few laps, maybe the right way, but nothing serious. So we're going to get a little bit of a look at them, but in the coming weeks, we video every couple weeks or so. Everybody will get a chance to see their horses.
And I think he said Sterling Hanover is going. This is a colt by Wallner, brother to Meshuggah. I think that's how you say it. He was a green shoe. This is a Wallner, but Meshuggah made over $439,000 at the age of 2 with a mark of 54-4. So both of the horses this mares have thrown were green shoe. She got bred back to Wallner, and we have Sterling Hanover.
Here's Sterling Hanover. He had some chips taken out, left the sale in Harrisburg. I think he was a day 1 purchase, if I'm correct, and went right to Dr. Brown's and then came back here. And I know Anthony really likes this colt, so he'll get his actual training going soon enough.
And Chris Lems will sit behind him wearing that yellow saddle pad. And I know Tavion Hanover's going to go today. I think Anthony said that. He's going to sit behind him in the black saddle pad, number 5 there. This is, did he say a brother to Temporal Hanover?
This is a brother to Temporal Hanover.
Temporal Hanover was a Wallner, made over $990,000 with 9 wins. A pretty strong breeding just behind Temporal Hanover as well. But Tavion Hanover is a Captain Corey. Again, first crop of Captain Corey's hitting the track.
Yeah, he's just a little behind. That's why Anthony put him in this set. Where some of the other ones, the Rose Run Bobby, Steady Volo, Judy's Money, some of these trotters we've seen go really well. He's just a little step behind right now, so he opted to put him in this set for people. And we're going to get a look at Tavion Hanover.
Did you say Sweet Lake wouldn't be going or will be going?
I believe Sweet Lake may be scratched.
It's a Sweet Lou filly.
Sweet Lou filly. I want to say she had a chip taken out of an ankle behind. And Sweet Lou, what can you say about him? Just a terrific last few years, and if anything, seems to be getting better as a sire.
Yeah, he won, I believe he did this year again for the Dan Patch Award for pacing sire. So I know he won it outright last year and tied again this year, so it just proves that he is on a roll the last few years, and he's had plenty of Grand Circuit standouts, Migra EJ being one of them this year. So hard to get your hands on Sweet Lou's, but you guys
Definitely
got one here, and I don't know if we'll see her.
We may not see her today, but here is a Sweet Lou sister to Captain Luke, who's made over $800,000, a best time of 47-4, a win mark of 49-1, and then even you go down to Lake Charles, who was a well said, has a mark of 150-2, and close to $500,000 made.
And we see him do his work here in the Circuit of Ohio, just in the claiming races. He's got that $456,000 made, not by going out and winning too many Grand Circuit races. So he's really put together a
He's earned
campaign.
it the hard way, for sure.
For sure. And what about Steph's Hope?
Steph's Hope, she may be another one of the scratches. This is a What the Hill filly. She had, I believe, chips taken out of a hock and an ankle, so I don't think she's going today. A What the Hill filly. We've had good luck with the What the Hills the last few years. This is a foal out of I Like Stephanie, who herself made over $200,000, 14 wins, and she's thrown some good ones. Cold certified, a cadaver gelding with close to $500,000 made.
And I Like Pete, that was an Uncle Peter, and he's got over $200,000 made, and we still see him in the Ohio Circuit as well. Familiar with that one, as Hunter Myers will go with Megan's Lucky Day. Could be another scratch.
She could possibly be a scratch. We're not sure yet. This is a Uncle Peter filly, and of course she is another really good family here. Katie's Lucky Day, an Ohio bred Uncle Peter mare, over $500,000 put in the bank, a mark of 150. Yanks Dugout, a Triumphant Caviar gelding. He has 600 and some thousand made. This is a very good Ohio family right here.
And the horse wearing the red saddle pad, and Tyler Angus may sit behind him if he is a go. Captain Doolittle. He's a Captain Corey out of Ditme, Hanover. She's a Donato Hanover mare, and I don't know if we'll see this one go.
We're not sure. I trained him, I don't know if it was a video day or not, but I trained him one day, and I really liked him, and we, Dr. Latessa, we went through x-raying all the babies, and he discovered a little chip in him, so we opted to take it out.
Curtis knows as much as us. He said, I do not know the scratches, waiting to see them come out. So.
Well, if Curtis doesn't know, we have no shot.
But yeah, like you said, these guys, they're not going to turn. They're not going to warm up and then turn and go the right way, or they might go the right way. But
They
they're
might
not,
go the right way, but this will be a very light set, not an actual training mile or training set per se.
just maybe is it their first few times or first time back after the chips or first?
Yes, first couple times back after the two Hanover colts down the end. Like Tavion Hanover's been going all along, and Leland and Sterling have been jogging every day. A couple of the newer chips, newer surgery horses are the Sweet Lake, Steph's Hope, Megan's Lucky Day, and Captain Doolittle.
So we will see them slowly starting to come out on the track now to see if we can get you some changes and tell you the horses that may not be going today. But if they were on the list, then they got to be close to coming back.
Yeah, these horses, they're going to start moving, and then, by the time we video next time, they'll be in a set going together, a slow mile, and then they'll catch up soon enough. They were doing their work and training before, so they'll be back to work here shortly.
Looks like some of them are out. That's the 7. So we knew he was going to go.
Jason Merriman and Leland Hanover. Chris Lems, who has Sterling Hanover, he's on the track.
There is Anthony and Tavion Hanover.
So we're still not exactly sure who was scratched. I guess it's whoever's not going to make the post parade here.
Yeah, Curtis doesn't know. We definitely can't know.
No, Curtis is running the show, so if he doesn't know, we're in
5,
trouble.
6, 7 are out.
Curtis said we know 3 scratches for sure, so I'm going to go ahead and guess they are
So we're only waiting for one more.
Megan's Lucky Day, Steph's Hope, and Sweet Lake. I believe those are the scratches, so we should see Tyler Angus in a red saddle pad, Tavion Hanover we've seen in the black, Sterling Hanover and Leland Hanover we've both seen in the yellow and pink, with Chris Lems and Jason Merriman.
Maybe we are just a little set of 3.
Maybe. We're going to go watch this one in the announcer's booth and get a look at these guys doing their light work. Like I said, this is not going to be a full set or a training mile or any kind of speed out of these guys, but we're just showing them to you today.
Nothing I hate more than a late scratch. We were going out the door with Captain Doolittle. He had a temperature of 101.2, which isn't a lot, but this was his first day back. So one, did he really need to be out there? And two, the last thing I want to do is have the horse getting sick. I told you guys in the video I did this morning, this weather plays with everybody, right? It's cold, it's hot, it's cold, it's hot, and a lot of these horses are very susceptible to sickness in this weather particularly. So I want to make sure that everybody checks their temperature and keeps an eye on the horses to make sure they're okay before they go. So that facilitated us to simply say no, he doesn't need to go. So for my partners out there waiting to see Captain Doolittle, my apologies. You'll see him in the next video. He's fine in that regard. Temperature's not really high enough to warrant some any sort of medication. We'll just keep an eye on him and give him some electrolytes today, and he'll be fine. The three that did go, really happy with what I saw from Sterling Hanover and Leland Hanover. You guys have never seen those guys before. Not all of them. They did their work well. Leland, obviously, the brother to Better's Wish, paced pretty good the first little bit, and then was more worried about looking at me and wondering about the horse behind him. Both him and Sterling haven't really gone in that much of a group setting before, so both were kind of looking around and dogging it a bit. But this is step one for them. These guys are quite a bit advanced in regards to Sterling and Leland, but both look good today. Happy with both of them. And then Tavion Hanover did his work well. Today. So a little bit of a jogging set for you. We're going to finish off the day. Last three sets coming out right now. I am going with Royal Duchess, who we've been working quite a bit on. So I'm interested to see how her gait is and if she cleans up at all as we head into set number 5. Heading out right now.
Welcome back once again. Jason McGinnis, Jenna Otten. We are getting ready for set number 5 after watching 3 horses jog around in a shortened set number 4.
It seems like Anthony was happy with everything going on there, and a few scratches there. So just 3 of them went in that set. But again, don't want to rush back a horse that maybe doesn't need to be rushed back, or maybe even getting a little bit sick, I believe they said.
Right, and these guys were purchased in Harrisburg, which is first week in November, and then went and had surgery, so they're behind compared to the Ohio breds who come in around middle of September, the sale usually is, so they're definitely behind, but it was nice that we were able to showcase a couple of them, and within a few weeks they'll be caught up and in some sets.
Got 7 horses to talk about here in set 5, but I'm gonna quickly touch on a few people watching on YouTube. We got people watching from Ontario, South Carolina, Virginia. We got a guy, Graham, watching from Great Western Victoria, Australia. He said it was 2:29 in the morning there, so shout out to him for being awake and
He's dedicated.
watching us on TheStable.ca YouTube page. So plenty of people, and if you do have any questions for Jason, I guess, or myself on YouTube or Facebook, feel free to ask us on there, and hopefully we'll be paying some attention to that and get them answered for you.
Sounds good.
So set 5, I think we have 1 pacer mixed in with a few trotters there, and that would be the horse that is going to wear the red saddle pad with Amy McDonald, the Casperino Knights, a lather-up filly. First foal for this one, so lather up, kind of made a little mark on Ohio last year as well.
Yeah, we had a nice filly there. She won the Gray Championship, the Sire State Consolation. She won it right here at Northfield. Very nice filly, gorgeous package. She was a lather up, small filly. This filly isn't very big either. She is a homebred out of Capistrano. A filly we had at home was trained by Harry Polton. A very fast filly who had some breathing issues, so Anthony was high enough on her that he said, you know what, let's breed her, because she had a lot of speed but just didn't breathe that well, and here she is. Here's her first foal, Capistrano Knights.
The horse wearing the blue saddle pad, number 2, Hunter Myers, will steer this one, a filly out of Green Shoe. So another Green Shoe filly, promising first dam there. Evermore was a Dewey Cheatham and Howe mare. Alyssa Hanover, she won her elimination of the Hambletonian this year. She made over $649,000, and she really made a stamp at the beginning of the year. I believe she rifled off 11 wins in a row there. So, again, another promising first dam here.
Yeah, this mare seems to kind of throw in any kind of sire. Cantab Hall, Cadabra, International Money. They all seem to make the races, and they all seem to make money. So here is a Green Shoe filly.
The 3-horse Dagus, Jason Merriman wearing the white saddle pad, a chimpanzee filly out of Air Quote Hanover, brother to Netweight, who made over $40,000. And so Donato Hanover mare was bred to Muscle Hill, Chapter 7, Cantab Hall, now a chimpanzee filly.
Yeah, chimpanzee filly. I don't know a lot about this filly. I haven't gone with her myself. I do like the chimpanzees. We had one last year in Gymboree. And he was an incredible horse, and it'd be interesting to see how his next crop goes.
The 4, Emerald Tom, Joey Cramp wearing the green saddle pad, a Long Tom Colt, a brother to Emerald Chip, who has over $381,000 made. I believe we watch him race here at Northfield.
Trained by our own Lauren Harmon. Trained and driven by our own Lauren Harmon.
So another Long Tom here.
Yep, here's Emerald Chip's Long Tom brother. I really like the Long Toms. They seem to be very good gaited and really natural. Maybe underperformed a little bit as a sire, but I like the horses as individuals for sure.
The horse wearing the black saddle pad, who Anthony will go with, the 5, Royal Duchess, a creatine filly out of a Royalty for Life mare, Royal Esteem, and this is her first foal as well.
Yep, here's a creatine filly. We've had a couple creatines in the past and had a little bit of luck with them. First foal out of a very decent mare, had a mark of 54, almost $200,000 made. Interesting to watch. Royal Duchess here today.
In the yellow saddle pad, Tyler Angus has Aunt Sarah. This is an Uncle Peter filly out of Missive. This is a Uncle Peter sister to Tennessee Tom, who was a state champ there at 2. over $918,000 made for him, and he's been pretty much an Ohio standout the last few years and was second in the Mohawk Million as a 2-year-old. So again, another mare that has thrown at least one.
Right, Tennessee Tom, just a great horse for the Burke Brigade. Closing in on $1 million lifetime. He's been an incredible horse, dominated Ohio, and here is an Uncle Peter sister, Aunt Sarah.
And last but not least, we're in the pink saddle pad on your screen now. Chris Lems goes with Joe J. Fotag, maybe?
Little different name here.
Yeah.
Joe J. Fotag, yes.
A Volstead filly out of Swan Mill Road. Thrown a few. Sweeney has a mark of did you guys have that one?
We had Sweeney,
Yeah.
yes. Almost $50,000 made. He had a couple little bit of problems, but he was a very nice horse. I know one of our grooms, Kaylee, loved him. She still talks about him to this day. And he was a big, strong horse, and the sister looks a little bit like him, even though she's a
I was
Volstead.
going to say, looking at her on the screen now, she definitely doesn't seem like she lacks size.
No, she's a big filly.
So field of 7, 4 set 5, 1 pacer. The rail horse mixed in with some trotters there, as looks like they get ready to turn here and go for their slow lap. But somebody did have a question for you, Jason. They wondered if you put any milestone points to the training before you are interested in stake payments.
Not really. Anthony handles most of the staking, obviously. No real times or anything. It's just kind of how the horse is performing, their attitude, their gait, and where they're staked, I think, is important too. And Ohio's, Pennsylvania's been so tough for the last few years, but Ohio's definitely up there. There's so many good horses in Ohio now. I just noticed from the first year I came here how fast you have to go now to win sire stakes. Over the past, it's a very tough jurisdiction. There's a lot of money, and there's a lot of good horses and a lot of great trainers.
And staking kind of starts a little bit earlier. Some of them are as early, I believe, as February 15th, and you still might not even know what you have really on your hands yet. But here in Ohio, the whole go fast early due to kind of the next generation being the first weekend of July typically, or first couple weekends of July. And I mean, it goes for $150,000. So if you haven't hit that mark of what you want to be, and you pay $10,000 to race in that race, or a different format this year, but you kind of got to go fast and go early, and then finals not being until August, September, and even this year it was October.
Yeah, it's a long year, especially for the 2-year-olds. We won the next generation this year with Aunt Lily, and she still finished third in the final. So she had a great year. She's coming back good so far. Interesting to see, but yeah, it's a big purse, $150,000 in July. So ours are usually ready to roll for it.
Yeah, and owners are only allowed to buy one spot.
Yep.
In March, it's I believe $8,000. In April, it's $10,000, and
I think so.
In
I think
May,
there's a
it's
discount if you pay early.
$12,000.
Yeah.
So I mean, you're going to put up that money. You're going to want to make sure your horse is going quick enough to hopefully make your money back.
Absolutely, for sure. It's a great race, good initiative, kind of maybe on the smaller scale of the Mohawk Million, but a very similar format, and I think it's been good for Ohio.
Well, we'll step out and go watch this one outside. We could even probably, if it was close enough, go outside. That temperature on your screen, 57 degrees Fahrenheit, 14 degrees Celsius. It's pretty warm for late December. But we'll step aside, go watch this one, and we'll be back to recap it shortly.
Lots going on in that set. I'm trying to watch everybody. There's about 4 horses in that set that I usually go with, and I didn't know how they'd be. I didn't know how they. I had to pick the one that I thought I needed to go with the most, and that was Royal Duchess. She hadn't had a flat mile in quite a while. In fact, we've only trained them 3 times. Joe's gone with her. I don't know if she's had a flat mile. And I went a mile in 2:53 today. Pretty good mile for her, really. The horse that I thought looked the most impressive, although she made a break, was Capistrano Night. She looked really, really sharp. Amy said she's just a little fiery today. And there's nothing wrong with that. Eliza Hanover, Hunter liked. He said she just threw her head once and made a break, but trot's really nice. We've been working really hard on Royal Duchess. Eliza Hanover. Who else in there? Degas, Aunt Sarah. You see the total different change in her. I believe the last time we had a video, I went with her. She was running in, got out of gear, made a break. We put some gear on her, changed some stuff. Tyler said she was perfect today, which is always good. To hear. Emerald Tom, I think he just needs a set of boots on behind, and he'll be fine. Who else do we got? Joe J. Fotag. Chris said she was running in and dogging it a little bit. She's a little bit bigger filly than most of these other horses, and I don't want to get too concerned with her. I might go with her a little bit over the next few weeks. I just want to make sure that everybody stays together, right? So you'll see the bigger horses start to lag a little bit right now. You don't want to push them too hard because they are babies, and they're not even 2 yet. So over the next 2-3 months, you have to continue, I like to say, evaluate and reevaluate the horses, not put them in a position where they're working too hard, but allowing them to do the best work they can do also. Today, I saw a huge difference in Royal Duchess. Capistrano Nights was good again. Eliza Hanover, her gait looks very, very nice. I've been very happy with her. Degas, a little soft. I'd like to see her doing a little bit more work, but she was trotting good. Emerald Tom, as I said, just some boots and bell boots up front. He'll be fine. And Aunt Sarah was great. Joe J. Fotag is probably the one that's going to get my most attention over the next little while. We have 2 sets left. It's 1 o'clock, almost 10 to 1. We'll get these 2 sets out for you guys. I want to get some pizza ordered for the barn. We ended up having 50 or 60 people still up top, even though we moved the entire day forward 24 hours. So for those of you who made your way down a day early or changed your plans to come here, I really appreciate it. Those of you watching at home, hope you're having a great day. The sun is out, turned into a beautiful day here in Ohio. Set number 6 about to go on the track right now.
Promising one that maybe sometimes doesn't mind their manners, and you think that it could help, but you just don't want to get rid of it too soon.
It can be difficult, and sometimes it pays off. Time is on my side, who was a great horse for the stable this year for Tim Twaddle, and Anthony won some big races. He was gelded at the end of his 2-year-old year and came back to be a better 3-year-old for it.
Now, did you guys castrate all the ridgelings as well?
Yeah, the ridgelings will castrate. They usually go to Dr. Brown in Pennsylvania, and we'll castrate them kind of no matter what.
Yeah, it can be difficult to get through that. It's a different process as well, right? When you castrate them, you just stand in the stall for maybe just a day or 2, but the ridgelings, you really gotta.
You're kind of it's a surgery. Not that the castration isn't, but you're going up inside and kind of trying to find that other testicle, and once you.
Good snag there, Tyler.
Yeah, piece of paper blowing around on the track. That's no good. It can be a little more of a difficult process, so they usually go to Dr. Brown's in Pennsylvania for a few days and then come back. So we tend to castrate the ridgelings now so they don't develop problems later on.
Probably not a bad idea with that. I mean, there has been a few studs stand as ridgelings.
Yes, yep.
But get over that surgery and let them stand, and then they can be with everybody else there. But again, I am just mind blown on we are at December 28th and it's sunny, 58 degrees Fahrenheit for me, 14 degrees Celsius for you.
Yeah. No, I like to
on a
put that out
Saturday.
there.
Yeah, Saturday afternoon.
I haven't figured it out. I've been here for like 7 years, and I probably never will.
The only thing I can do and get a little bit close is double it and add 32.
I know like 80's hot. Gets up to 80, we're hot. Really hot.
That's not a.
100's hot.
That's not. Yeah, that's a 75's warm, 80's hot. Basically
yeah,
here.
it's still in my truck. I'm on Celsius and everything in my phone, so we're just gonna leave it be.
And I'm glad my dad's Canadian, but I mean he doesn't
He's
pay.
adjusted.
I don't know if he's adjusted to anything. Just kidding. But yeah, I think I think he uses Fahrenheit. I don't even. He's probably pays no mind to the weather.
Right.
If it's rain, he stays in the barn.
Yeah, if it rains, hey, stay in.
I know that's what we were going over. Jessica was supposed to be here with us today, but obviously they race out at the Meadowlands today, so she was going to come in tomorrow, and she was bummed that she couldn't be here. Just tell Anthony to put a rain suit on; he'll be fine.
Yeah, when we had the spring open house, where we actually this year for the first time had the judges and everyone come in, and they were qualifiers, not just training; they were actual qualifiers, their first qualifiers. And we had everybody coming in. Scott Zeron came in. Guys like Hunter and Lemsey came, and it was miserable out. It really was. But because it was qualifying and everything else, we went through it, and everybody did a great job and kind of pushed through. But the conditions were horrible, so tomorrow looks terrible. And Anthony had to make the call to move it.
Yeah, I'm glad it still worked out. Like you said, the clubhouse or the area downstairs is pretty full. There's a lot of viewers on YouTube and Facebook. So glad it still worked out and people were able to make it to the track, and it's a beautiful day.
For sure.
Might be getting ready to turn.
I think we might be getting ready to go here. Peter's being a little fearless here. He's being a little rude.
We got a glimpse of riding the rodeo on our screen, and she looked very strong.
Yeah, Lemsey looked like he had his hands full.
Yeah, he did.
We talked to him when we were out in New Jersey because Anthony had purchased riding the rodeo, and Chris was driving the brother, I believe, and said, well, you might have to go to Canada to drive the sister, but I think he fears the cigarettes are too expensive in Canada, so he probably can't go.
Yeah, they are expensive in Canada, aren't they? Everything's expensive in Canada.
Canada's very expensive.
She looks very good on your screen.
Yeah, she looks good there now. Maybe just first lap or two. She was a little worked up, but she looks good now. Riding the rodeo, and you know, not to give a little thanks and credit to everybody. Obviously, our staff does a great job. Everybody was there early today, get the stalls clean, make sure the barn's clean, and make sure everybody's shoes on. There's no temperatures. Guys coming in that don't work for us, they drive a few horses for us here and there. Guys like Hunter Myers and Chris Lems taking time out of their day to come in and drive before the card here tonight at Northfield. It's greatly appreciated, and these guys do a great job.
It's a long day, not just for the grooms that probably are racing horses tonight, but the drivers as well. And it's going to be a long day. We don't go too fast here at Northfield throughout the night. So
we take a little time, yeah. We take a little time, but I think we have one in tonight. I think we're in the 5th race, so that's not too bad. I remember we were kind of dragging our heels for the spring open house when we qualified, and actually Dave Bianconi texted me and he said, your drag is worse than ours. He said, I love it.
Yeah, that's funny, and that's impressive if it was so.
That's right. Dave and the whole crew here, they're great to deal with and do a lot for us, and we're happy to be here.
Yeah, Anthony was saying in his videos, I believe yesterday, just how accommodating they have to be. It's a big move to do it from, how they planned on doing it from Sunday, moving it to Saturday. It's a big
I think
ask,
we just kept waiting for the weather to break, and it just wouldn't. Everything, it actually looks worse now. Tomorrow we have 2 in the 1st and 16th, so I'm pretty excited for that.
Yeah, you'll stay here and hang out the whole time and
No,
enjoy
I'm going
it.
home in between, 100%. I'll be on my couch watching football. But, yeah, we will. We're going to race one tonight and a couple tomorrow. Had a good night in Dayton last night. And I think we have one in Monday.
Wrap up the Dayton
Tuesday.
meet on Monday.
Yeah, I'm done. As far as Dayton goes, I'm done. We're done. We finished off with 2 seconds last night. Both horses raced great. And on to Miami Valley, a little further down the road. Just going to need another Red Bull.
Yeah, now it sounds crazy, me working at Scioto. It feels like we're right around the corner from opening, and it's...
Right, it seems once the weather, the weather hasn't got terrible yet, but once the weather breaks there at Miami Valley, you're like, okay, here comes Scioto.
I think that's what it was yesterday, working outside at Scioto. I'm like, I feel like should be racing. It was pretty warm. It was a little bit rainy, but, we just got over the snow and the ice, and then it was warm. I'm like, are we prepping to open here today, or what?
you were showing me some pictures and a video of the new paddock, which is very exciting. I think everybody associated with Scioto, including yourself, excited to have the brand new paddock. It's super.
Yeah, it's been crazy to sit there and watch it. They started breaking ground when we were still racing, but just
Right.
now coming in and going to look at it. Try not to look at it every day, but even if you do go look at it every day throughout the week, it's crazy how fast they're getting up the walls and the offices walls.
They
and
do stuff too. I remember I went to race one week, came back the next week, or maybe only 5 days later, and all the old dorms were gone.
Yep.
Just
yep.
gone like
It
that.
was-
It was like, oh, okay.
It was pretty cool to watch them tear down all the barns too. I mean, it was pretty sentimental. Some people were sad. I never stabled or haven't been involved there that long, so watching them tear down all the barns in the backside, I can't wait for people to pull in. And it's a big area now that all the barns are down, but
I bet.
it's going to be exciting. Hopefully, we'll be up and rolling by May 8th.
May 8th.
Nobody's
you got the
counting.
date already. Yeah,
Nobody's counting.
No, it'll be exciting for sure. We're going to step out and watch set number 6 here, and we'll be back to recap shortly.
Mm-hmm. Well, I am here with, he's trying to get away from me, it's Hunter Myers. Hunter was out today. It's hard to tell. He's got a lot of facial hair, but haircut and shave. You can't cancel your haircut and shave. Maybe get it on the way home. No. We're going out with the last set, Pacers. The last set is all Pacers. Head to scratch, one of my favorites is Perfection Hanover. Read a temperature this morning and couldn't go. That's Poppy Rob Hanover's brother. Hunter is going with the Perfect Sting filly. I like her a lot. I'm going with Solidarity. And Chris Lenz has Diosa della Danza. Tyler's got Millie Girl. I'm missing one horse. ACDC, thank you. ACDC, Jason Merriman's going to go with. So that's it there. Funny, the Uncle Peters, I tell you guys, they're so rude to start with. We castrated both those colts 3-4 weeks ago, and they were both great today. The Pacing filly looked great too. Ride the rodeo. Now it's funny that Chris Lenz ended up on that filly. It wasn't on purpose, but he drove her brother all this year riding the waves. He said he was a big colt too. The other horses, Hunter made a break. Said, what did he say? Baby's doing baby things. Baby's doing baby things. We're going out right now with the very last set. Almost done here. It looks like the rain's about to roll in, but we missed it. It's been a great day. We'll be back right after set 7.
Welcome back to Northfield Park. Once again, Jason McGinnis, joined by Jenna Otten. We were a day early. Your sister couldn't make it.
Aw.
And Justin Irvine was scheduled to go some horses, but he is going to drive at the Meadowlands instead. Kind of a tough choice.
Probably better for the babies.
It might be. I didn't want to say it. You did, so.
That's fine.
Couple in there, that set there looked really good. Uncle Danny, who I spoke about, I like this colt. He's the gelded son of Uncle Peter, and he looked really good. A couple others, Chris Lenz and the Pacer, like Anthony said, looked super riding the rodeo. I thought looked great. A couple of them looked really good. Pretty impressive.
I'm looking forward to set 7. I asked you if you were a pacer or trotter guy. I've just always been around pacers. My dad never had too many trotters growing up, so I've always kind of got more attached to the pacing side of things. And Anthony said we had a scratch in here, but our feed up here was kind of breaking in and out, so I'm not sure who it is. You might know.
I believe Perfection Hanover is scratched, and then I heard him mention Solidarity, and the feed cut out, and he just kept replaying.
Yeah, I don't know what.
He was trying to talk to Hunter, and I don't know if it was us or what, but something went awry. But I'm fairly positive that Perfection Hanover is scratched. So it looks like we're down to 5.
So we'll see a world champion's sister here in set 7. The rail horse is Queen Anne M's baby out of Dancing Yankee, and what I mean.
You don't want to give the name a whirl?
Diosa de la Danza?
Something like that, yeah. We should probably just change that. Diosa de la Danza, who is the sister to the fastest 2-year-old of all time, sipping on Sea Rock.
And what a year that he had in the state of Ohio. He was the champion here and then made the Breeders' Crown final, and I believe he was 3rd. I know it was very close photo there for 2nd and 3rd between Fallout and Sipping on Sea Rock. But Scotty Zeron drove this guy absolutely perfect in the Breeders' Crown final, and he really stamped his mark in Ohio. $779,000 made. Fastest 2-year-old ever down in Lexington, I believe it was. Yep. And he's really been a standout, but she's really been a great broodmare as well. Queen Anne M, she had a mark of 52-3 herself with over $370,000 in earnings. So another one you got to be looking forward to.
Yeah, for sure. The Dancing Yankees, let's be honest, the Dancing Yankees aren't the down by the seasides, but hopefully this filly can kind of buck the trend and be something like her brother.
And then the 2-horse will wear the blue saddle pad. Tyler Angus, Millie Girl, will daughter of Sweet Lou here, and we were talking about the Sweet Lou that we didn't get to see, just how hard that Sweet Lou's are to come bind, but this is a first foal from a Sunshine Beach mare.
This is a homebred of Schaefer Standardbreds. We actually trained Miss Mildred. She was in Ontario at the stable. Her first ever qualifier, she was going a very, very impressive mile. I remember watching it live. She made a break and injured a tendon. She came up and hit her tendon, and that was it. She was retired. Never raced again. Missed a lot of time, and biggest thing was trying to keep her healthy. And once we patched her up, Jacob Schaefer, they decided to breed the mare and bred her to Sweet Lou. And here's the resulting foal, Millie Girl. So it's interesting to have a little background. You just see, oh, Sunshine Beach mare, first foal, never raced. But Miss Mildred, we think, was on her way to being a very nice filly.
Any background on her? Have you sat behind her at all?
I don't think I have sat behind Millie Girl. Maybe once, but no, not really, no.
Not recently. And looks like on the screen you were correct about the scratch, so we'll take out the 3 there.
There we go. The 3, yeah, he had a temperature this morning, I believe. Perfection Hanover, the Tall Dark Stranger, brother to Pappy Rob Hanover.
Yeah, that was one that kind of stuck out last night when I quickly went through this catalog here.
Right.
One that I was a little bit probably more excited to watch, just being a brother to Pappy Rob Hanover, and we've seen the good things that his babies have done on the track this past year. So pretty exciting there, but I'm sure we'll get to see him soon in the future. The horses making their way now to the track. The 4, Solidarity. Anthony will sit behind this son of Tall Dark Stranger out of the Great Kissin' in the Sand. She was a Sun Beach Somewhere mare with a mark of 47 and 4, $1.8 million made, and I was a big fan of hers, so it's cool to see Anthony get this guy at the sale.
Right. I think slid, a little under the radar because I don't think the Tall Dark Strangers had a tremendous year, so people were a little down on them in the sale. It only takes one crop to get them really high on a horse or really down. And the Tall Dark Strangers seemed a little cheaper this year. This filly's families, it's pretty insane. Obviously, Kissing in the Sand, $1.8 million. You go down, other horses. I Love On Gate, almost $400,000. You get down to the 3rd dam, Katie, $1.4 million. Just a really great family, and I have to think if she was out of a hot sire, that she probably wouldn't be in TheStable.ca. Maybe she might be somewhere else.
Yeah, Nancy Tactor trained both Kissing in the Sand and Tall Dark Stranger. Yeah. So you would have thought maybe if Tall Dark Stranger had a better year than what he had his first crop, that they would have been. I mean, I know year 1 that they were very hard to come by and just maybe didn't reach people's hopes that they wanted him to. But I mean, we've seen it before where sire has not a dud first crop, but a poor first crop, and then they come back with the 2nd and 3rd crops, and they really take off.
Right. We took a couple. The horse that scratched, Perfection Hanover. Here's a brother to Pappy Rob Hanover, and here's a first foal of Kissing in the Sand. 2 Tall Dark Strangers that I think are worth the risk.
And the horse that'll wear the black saddle pad, Hunter Myers will steer Perfect Thought. The 5, Perfect Sting, another first crop, I believe, right?
First crop,
yep. First crop for him. The work that guy did on the track was tremendous. I always was a big fan watching him race week in and week out. Just Breeders' Crown champ at both 2 and 3, I believe. He dead heated there, I think, at Hoosier with Summa Cum Laude.
Yep.
And so we know that what this guy was capable of, a mark 48 and 1, 1.7 in the bank out of a Yankee Cruiser mare, and we got the Perfect Thought of Brown Philly.
Yeah, first crop, Perfect Sting, who is New Jersey, I believe. Same thing, very good family. You go down to the 2nd family, horses like Bold and Brash Hanover and stuff, the horses she's thrown, Lions King, $550,000. That's my opinion. $300,000. Bicorn Hanover, $322,000. Just a lot of money and a very solid family.
And the final horse we'll take a look at, the 6 horse ACDC, a Stay Hungry colt out of a Western Hanover mare. This will be her first foal, but some pretty good results in the 2nd foal. So again, another promising breeding here. Stay Hungry. Again, maybe one of the another ones that people were kind of high on his first few years and didn't reach the standards.
Right. He's in Pennsylvania, which is as tough as anywhere. The jurisdiction is very, very tough. You have your Sweet Lou's, your Captain Treacherous is obviously the people are looking at first and foremost. Stay Hungry, he's throwing a lot of nice racehorses. And here's a first foal out of a Western Hanover mare.
And she herself had a mark of 52-4, over $88,000 made there. So another one, original name there, AC/DC. I wonder what song will play. I wonder what song will play when.
Yeah, hopefully
when
he finds the winner's circle and we can get a little Wonderstruck or something going, and when he comes back.
Final set of the day to look at. Again, maybe one of my ones I'm looking forward to seeing, just on the pacing side of things. We have thrown a few pacers in with the trotters.
Yeah, we kind of sprinkled them in, but this is all pacers right here.
We should maybe see the real speed, see what Anthony comes up with this mile.
Yeah, hopefully he behaves himself and doesn't get too carried away. He's pumped up today, this guy.
Solidarity?
Solidarity.
What do you know about that guy? Is he typically hot?
Not overly warm. No, I've jogged him a few times. I can honestly say I haven't. I trained Diosa de la Danza one day. Jogged a bunch of these horses, but I think the only one I've actually trained is Diosa la Danza. So kind of interested to see these guys watch, and it's neat for me instead of being on the track and stuff to sit here and watch them go.
Yeah, you can kind of get a different perspective at it if you do think.
Absolutely.
Maybe one's running in or out.
Yeah, it's nice to watch them from the side once in a while. And I'm not getting muddy, and I did this morning, so. But
I was gonna say cold, but it's
I'm
really
not getting dirty,
cold.
but yeah, it's definitely not cold. We're good there. These guys look like they are getting ready to go. Go a little warm-up lap, and then a mile. Set 7, our last of the day. We're going to go watch these guys go, and I assume we'll throw back to Anthony, and then we'll close up the show.
Wrap it up, yep.
So that's a wrap on. It's just starting to rain. That's a wrap on a great day here. A lot of horses look good. We're so used to all the horses racing, all the horses. You got to go back into baby mode and realize that these horses aren't even two yet. So I was happy that I think we didn't beat 251 with any of the horses today. They all look good. They all did their work good. A couple little breaks here and there. I think the horse I just went with Solidarity. I've been trying my hardest not to pull his hobbles in. They're going to have to come in just a tiny little bit. You could see in places where he went to come forward or switch gears, he would roll off stride, but hit lots and lots of pace on the end of it. I was really happy to see ACDC have some pop on the end of it. Geez, he looked very, very good finishing up his mile, too. Those are some horses we were really starting to pace a little bit on the end of it, and he was kind of pacing away from us, to be honest. So happy with what I saw in the last set. Very happy with what I saw from every set. My only question to Chris and Hunter and our staff will be, is there any issues? Horses on lines, horses being ignorant, rude, and the answer was no across the board. Everybody, it wasn't a perfect day. It never is. But nobody was concerned with any of the horses they had. There's no horses on lines or on shafts or looking at a gear or sore. So that's a good sign. Very good start to, it's not 2025 yet, but it's as close as it's going to be for these horses. A good start to 2025 as we finish off what is, although there's no snow on the ground, our Christmas open house. I hope you guys had a lot of fun. For all of you that came out and endured us changing all the timeline of the sale and everything, or the sale of the open house day around. I appreciate you coming out. We have pizza on the way. If you're here, if you're on site, if you're on the property, make your way back to the barn. We have tons of pizza and drinks on the way back to the barn. So a great day from the stable. Very happy with the way things went. A lot better than it would have been tomorrow in the rain. So I'm going to throw back up to Jenna and Jason to close things out. Very, very happy with the way things went here today in Ohio.
Good one.
Well, as Anthony said, that is a wrap on the open house. A couple good-looking horses there. Jason Merriman getting on the board with ACDC.
Yeah, little guy out there. We talked about it beforehand. Just he doesn't look very big out there, and then he gets on the backside, and we're so high up here. He was definitely little, but he does work good today.
For sure. For me, like, we're in the booth here. It's very neat, but I like going out and watching the horses. We go to the announcer's booth, a little space there. You get to see everything. We got to see 2024 leading trainer at Northfield, Corey Kreiser, training some horses today.
I learned something. It works on the gallop.
Yeah, he's a gallop guy. He does great. He's a leading trainer. We got to see Ty Loy jogging. He was yelling and waving to me. Ty looks good for 106, doesn't he?
Yeah, he does.
I think
he was impressive out there.
He keeps going. He's like the Energizer Bunny, this guy. Probably going to go unload a load of hay. But a great day overall. We can't say thanks enough for everybody getting this moved for us. And just a great day. I had a great time.
Yeah, it was fun.
Yeah, it was super. Everything went pretty smooth on this end. I don't know about the barn.
Yeah, you're the one that has to go back there and kind of...
We got a race one tonight. I'm hoping there's just pizza by the time we go back, so we'll get something to eat.
Put all the duct tape together on everything.
But everything, everybody did a great job back in the barn. Our drivers, our grooms, and everything very much appreciated on our end.
Hopefully, I'll see you back the next open house.
Sounds great. So for myself, Jason McGinnis,
Jenna Ian.
been a pleasure being here, and we'll see you soon.